Streets, prostituting, doing everything to keep my drug habit alive, and thought about my kids off and on, trying to get in contact with them, but never made the connection. And 8 years ago, I moved to Florida, and over a year ago, I wrote your show trying to help me find my kids, because I'm now in recovery, and I wanted to find my kids.
Yeah, okay. Now, Pat did not know, after she wrote us, that we had located her 17 and 15-year-old sons and their social worker, Laura Sell Johnson, in Montgomery, Alabama. Now, we told Pat that we would help her search for her sons in their old neighborhood. This is how it went. Pat met our field producer in Montgomery, Alabama, and they started to search for her two sons, who she hadn't seen in 16 years.
I went out one day to bust some prescriptions, and I never came back because I got locked up, and I couldn't get back to them. My life as an addict, it was never knowing where I was going to get money to get my dope, and never knowing where I was going to sleep, never knowing if I was going to eat, and never know when I was going to jail, and which was quite awesome. And the only way I knew how to get money was to either prostitute or run con games, steal from stores. That's the wreckage of my past. And now that I'm clean, I can't undo what's been done. I can't take back that my kids were gone when they were real little. I can't take back all the hurt that I caused them. I just have to go forward from now on and finding my kids, which has been on my mind for 16 years. I never wanted to quit looking for them. My disease just got in my way.
But as she searched in the ghettos where they used to live, she started feeling like it was too late.
Have you seen any young boys named Patrick and Jamie? That's 1245 right there.
She found the address of her ex-father-in-law, but the house was vacant, and a next-door neighbor gave her a new address that they couldn't even find. Pat was beginning to lose hope.
These two boys are part of me, and I could never forget them. Never forget them. They're part of me, and I want to find them so bad.
What Pat didn't know is our private investigator had already found her son. Patrick and Jamie had a hellish childhood. Their drug-addicted parents lost them in the shuffle between jail sentences and drug binges, leaving them to fend for themselves in a cruel, lonely world of the ghetto. At 15 and 17 years old, they were on their own path of destruction.
Now when I just got involved in selling drugs, robbing, burglarizing people's stuff.
I used to have a lot of problems in school, I used to get, suspended, 10, 11 times.
Tough exteriors didn't hide their pain. Their social worker tried to help, but she couldn't replace a mom.
I need a hug. We're gonna be okay. They're kind of like my kids. I spend a lot of time with them. If they get sick, I take them to the doctor. School problems, I talk to the teachers, the principal. They need clothes, they call. Miss Johnson, my shoes are too little, I need some shoes. I take them shopping. So basically, whatever they need, I'm here for.
Knowing that they were about to meet their biological mom brought them more anger than happiness.
I be like, she can't really say she's my mom because she didn't raise me. Only thing she can say, she laid down and had me. I see girls every day, little girls, I'm talking 13, 14 years old, they can lay down and have babies. But you got to be a real woman to take care of one.
In the first place, she should have just got her life together. She knew she was going to have kids. She shouldn't have laid down and had no kids. She knew she wasn't going to be able to support them and take care of them like a real parent should.
They remembered their black father, but they could not remember this white woman who would claim to be their mom.
I was raised up around black people, so, it just didn't mean to be black.
I never knew her. I never seen her, and I don't know nothing about her.
Well, today that would change. Our field producer told Pat that our private investigator just found a social worker who had worked with her children.
She's a social worker, so she might ask you a lot of questions.
Sure.
Okay, so you're ready for that?
I'm ready for it.
All right.
I'm ready for anything now.
They were on their way. Pat met with Laura Sell Johnson, but she still didn't know we had found her sons and she would be meeting them soon. After that meeting, Ms. Johnson decided that Pat was ready.
What do you want to say to them if you saw them right now, if you're all emotional?
That I love them, and I never stop thinking about them.
You would say that if you saw them right now? What would you say?
I love them.
Patrick. And your mom.
Yeah, all that.
I'm so sorry I hurt you. Never meant to. Jamie. I'm your mother. Can you forgive me? I know you don't know what to say.
Pat's tears of joy were mixed with sorrow. She finally was able to tell her sons that she loved them. But all she could do now was hope that one day they could say they loved her too. I think you got a real eye-opener as to what some reunions can be. They're not all joyous. What happened after that reunion? We'll ask the boys. Please welcome Patrick and Jamie to our show. Okay, Jamie. Patrick, how did you feel after you met your mom?
I guess I felt happy because I ain't never seen him before.
I saw you hug her, so you really underneath a lot of, I guess, what, pain and anger, you did have some feeling for her.
That's all.
Yeah. How about you, Jane? You were a little hesitant. I saw that.
Yeah, I was angry, you know, because, I ain't never saw her before. You know.
It was strange hugging a stranger you never saw before.
Yeah.
What do you think now? I mean, that was about a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh. Well, she wrote me a letter, telling me how things went down and stuff. And I read the letter. I let some of that anger go.
So you did let some of the anger go. How do you feel now, Pat? Better?
I feel better with Jamie seeing him because last time I saw him, I knew he was angry. And I didn't know how to get through to him.
Right.
That this disease I have just took its toll on me and that I didn't mean to hurt him. I never meant for any of this to happen.
We should let the whole world know how much in recovery you are.
Yes, I've got almost 2 years in recovery. I'm in the Fellowship of Narcotics Anonymous, which without them and my higher power, I couldn't have done any of this.
I know you visit prison.
Yes, I go back to jail every Saturday night and do a jail meeting. I do a lot of service work around the Gold Coast area in Florida. And, I speak at anybody who calls me and asks me to speak, I go and speak that maybe some addict, they don't have to die alone, they don't have to suffer from this disease any longer because you can't get help.
You know who you should really be thanking here?
Myself, yes. I'm very grateful to her, too. I've talked to her several times. I've written her a note.
Well, I don't know if I can take the thanks, Maury.
Well, I'll tell you something. I just seeing you and what you've done for these two kids, they have to be... Well, you talk about it, Patrick. What do you think of Laura Self?
Yeah, she's a nice woman.
She's a nice woman.
Yeah. I love her.
She the one buying your shoes?
Yes, man. That's all.
How about you, Jamie? What do you think of Laura Self?
She like my auntie or something like that, like part of my family and stuff.
But Jamie, I want to hear something. I want to talk to you about something. Are you on the streets a lot?
I will.
Are you back home now? Are you back in a house now?
Uh-huh.
You're not staying out all night on the streets?
No, sir.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
How about that, Laura
We
Self?
did the last taping when they met Pat in Montgomery. I placed James where he said at the King's Ranch in Wetumpka, Alabama. This is a group home. And
Is he doing better?
he's doing a lot better. I think he's enjoying it. On the way here, he chatted about the King's Ranch constantly. He's in school, and he's excited about getting a summer job so that he can have some pocket change.
That's good. That's good. Now, Pat, what do you want your relationship to be before we break for commercial? Are you prepared for this to be a slow reunion?
It needs to be a slow reunion because my recovery is first above all, above anything. Because without my recovery, I can't do anything for these kids. I can't do anything for myself.
Okay. I thank you so much.